Hey coach, taking a look here at hurdles practice. Practicing shuttle hurdles. This looked a lot better than the race. The race was cold and frigid, so it wasn't a good representation of the shape that they're in. So really not much to review there. All right, but looking at this here, we can still see what we got to work on. All right, so basically the weather's warming up, so now they can really start turning things up, and that's really all they need. You need to keep turning their nervous system up. Keep doing exactly what they're doing. All right, but Ponka here, he needs to get closer to this first hurdle. All right, so in an ideal world, the eighth step would feel like a stutter step into 300 hurdles, 400 hurdles. All right, so you would be so close that you would just drop the foot right under you. All right, and so that's close, but it could still be better if he just insists on being closer. So by the sixth step, he should just be closer. And then the adrenaline will force step 7 and 8 to be quicker. That's really all he needs here. All right. And then Ethan here, he needs to really be focused every time he steps up in the blocks to make sure that his settings are appropriate. Because he got here in 9 strides, which means his blocks were wrong. Now he did a bunch of stuttering, but if he's right leg lead leg, then his right leg should be in the back. And if we get to a point where we can't take 8 strides, then we need to just focus on the 400 hurdles. It's that simple. Simple. The three stepping, we've already seen that he could do. All right, we've seen that. But if we're inconsistent through the first hurdle, then the three stepping is always gonna be wishy-washy. And it comes down to you being focused because coach can't be there to cue everything when he has 10,000 other athletes to focus on. So it needs to be 8 strides to hurdle 1. Don't even concern yourself with hurdle 2 if we can't take 8 strides to hurdle 1. It's that simple. All right. And so now Albert looks real good here. And it's just a matter of the nervous system still needs to wake up. So he's just real mechanical in his running. He needs to do everything that everybody else needs to do, get closer to the hurdle, be more aggressive. But really, he needs a lot of sprint work. He needs like a whole summer of sprinting his butt off, running 400 repeats, running 300 repeats, running 200 repeats. Because right now he's just a kid that knows how to hurdle, but it doesn't look like he does much sprinting because the nervous system is just like it doesn't know how to get to that really just all out aggressive state. So that's what he needs, and he'll be there catching up to Ponka and Clayton very quickly. All right, now looking at Clayton here, it's the same thing. It's like he looks like he's got more than enough speed to run faster. He looks pretty strong and aggressive. He's just not really using it. He's trying to run fast too early. And, it makes sense if we're already running 14.2, get up and go, but we're still working our way there. So we still need to work on the fundamentals. And the fundamentals is you need to be closer, same as Ponka. All right. So this last step should really be like half as big. All right. So you see the left foot lands. Right, now let's watch the step before it. You see the right foot on the ground, and now you see the left foot on the ground. You see that big space between those two? The space between the seventh step and the eighth step should be half that distance. And so how do you make that happen? That means your seventh step has to be closer to the hurdle, which will allow you to just chop that last stride down. That's the whole purpose of a cut step. It gets chopped down to keep you at the angles that accelerate you into the hurdles. And if we have the foot ahead of us with this big step, then even if we're running 9.9 through the first hurdle, we immediately drop back 10.5 right here. And so if we're not running 9.9, we're dropping back even further. And so we fix it by being aggressive. Keep the head down. You should be keeping it down for the first 4 steps, still picking it up at step 1. And this is something we've been discussing since the indoor season. So you got to remember it on your own. That's part of being a great athlete. If coach has to tell you every single time, well, some other athlete's going to get it, and coach isn't going to have to tell him every single time. So like the things that you're being told, you need to be executing on them. It's keep your head down for 4 steps unless you're running 9-9. So if you run 9-9, then you can pick your head up immediately. Until then, head needs to stay down for 4 steps. Push out as far as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should look like you're gonna literally wrap this first hurdle around your neck because you're so close to it. But instead, we're trying to pick the head up and start running fast, and we're not even close enough. And now the angles aren't there. And now we're, like at a stalemate. We're not really making progress. You can very quickly be down to 14s if you just execute. Or if you just continue to keep making the same errors that you're making since indoor season, then it'll be, you pick up a 10th here, you pick up a 10th there. It's not what we want to do. We want to take half a second off every race, honestly. So keep the head down, push for 4, get closer. Same as Ponka. You and Ponka need to be half a foot closer at the cut step. Everybody needs to be half a foot closer so you can be more aggressive and we can take off 4 tenths next race rather than only 1/10. All right, so everybody's doing a good job. Keep up the good work.